Well. 2 days in a row, can you believe it? I can barely believe it myself. I see there's 14 of us here. There's 14 of us here. Shall we get some colouring done? Let's get some colouring done. Actually, hold on, I'll show you something I did yesterday. Just dive into my folders here. How's it going, chat? How are you doing? Any significant change from yesterday? I think it's this one. I have to turn a couple of layers off to avoid spoilers. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So I animated this floating off into space. Did that one yesterday. That is different from yesterday, ordering a kebab, yeah. On a trip to Maryland, where they do the cookies in the Maryland. The Clone Wars series. Yeah, it was alright. It was okay. Alright, asking how many people there were as that made 4 people leave. There's only 10 of us now. That's okay, it's a nice chill stream. It's a nice chill stream with only 11 people watching. Yeah, I guess we'll put the rest of the shading on this face then. I watched the latest episode of The Bad Batch actually just before the stream. I'm not sure about The Bad Batch. It's a little bit meandering, I think, but I mean, it's something to watch each week. I don't have a cup of coffee in front of me, so I might have to go and get one in a little bit. Hello, Mackie's asleep, I think. I believe Mackie's sleeping, but she'll probably drop in later. Yeah, I've seen the original one, yeah. I got pretty tired before the stream. Decided to go have a nap. Got into bed. Laid there for an hour, couldn't sleep. Got out of bed again. and streamed. This is what I'm doing instead of sleeping. Indeed, maybe. I mean, my coffee's decaf anyway, so I don't think it would help me much. Indeed, yeah. It was risky. I mean, I shouldn't be tired. I got up at 1 and it's 12 now, so I've only been up 12 hours. But yeah, I just got really tired for some reason. Just animating and watching random YouTube videos. I guess I was watching too comfy stuff. Oh, thank you. Face movements are very good. That's not something I hear very often. Speaking of movements and animation, I've been watching this. Have you seen this? It's this fella's video on people interpolating old anime and whatnot up to 60 frames per second. It's pretty it's pretty good.
Result of feeding it into a neural network and hoping for the best.
Oh wow, look at this cool animation, but wouldn't it be better if you could hardly fucking tell what was happening? I love how the Japanese and English onomatopoeia is completely unreadable. Kind of an objective improvement.
Look at this. I fed the finished man back into the AI for the hell of it, and not only did it ruin the timing and deep fry the in-betweens, it can't even figure out which part of the body is which.
Yeah, the struggle is real.
It's a common thing that it does. Like, Jesus Christ. And I don't buy the whole, it's AI, it'll get better with time argument. First off, no, that's not how AI works.
Oh, I don't know. Once we get to Skynet, I think it might be. But, yeah, no, I see his point. What was the name of the video? I believe it's... Yes, smoother animation doesn't equal better animation. 4K, 60 FPS. I miss his passion. I used to get angry like that. Yeah, I think the only way AI interpolation can work is if you incorporate it whilst you're making the animation, not just run your animation through it afterwards. Like, for instance, I could probably, with a shot like this, where the body isn't moving very much from frame to frame, I could probably feed this in just as the lines, and it would in between it for me. And we could go from 80 frames up to 160. I mean, I'd have to redo them because, like, when it moves too much, like the nose from there to there, it probably wouldn't be able to do that, and the nose would just be a blurry mess. So I'd have to fix a bunch of stuff up. We did some tests actually live on stream a couple of months ago. Ah! I look over to the chat, and the tablet just starts filling in colours because my hand is too close to it. Ray Harryhausen, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, his stuff doesn't age. That skeleton fight in Jason and the Argonauts, it doesn't age. It just looks incredible. You watch it now on like super cleaned up Blu-ray release, and the only reason you can tell it isn't from now is because it looks better than special effects now. Yeah, if we lived in, you know, an infinite money time where people could just do stuff for the hell of it, just for artistic freedom, it'd be really interesting to see how stop motion animation fared in this day and age. Because, I mean, all you really need is you could just use some 3D to use some CGI rather to edit out the little green sticks holding your figures up. That's really all you'd have to do. Yeah, I do like stop motion a lot. Yeah, it looks so good in Terminator. And you know, that was under limitations as well, because Terminator wasn't exactly a high budget movie. That was really Terminator 2. And yeah, but they weren't really stop motion though in Terminator 2, were they? They were just kind of it was just kind of really nice puppeteering from the waist up on those T-800s in the opening sequence. Hello in Australia, how's it going over there? It's been pretty hot over here, so I imagine it must be roasting over there. Absolutely roasting, I would imagine. I made the mistake when I was in Australia of leaving the house I was staying in and going for a walk. I soon regretted that when you're outside without aircon. Holy shit. You have to walk at like 1 mile per hour. Anything faster and I just started sweating profusely. Oh, Austria, okay. I mean, same place, aren't they? How's the weather in Austria? We were just talking about Arnold, actually. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just talking about Terminator, and then someone from Austria appears. It's cause my chat is so small. My eyes just glance over to the left to look at it. I've got it on this tiny little monitor on the left hand side. Is that? Yeah, that's a line. There's a line sticking through. Nice. Yeah, there's some good stop motion in RoboCop. Ed 209. When you mix it with the full scale model stuff, the results kind of fantastic. But I imagine that's something that interpolation might be good at, though. Interpolating model, like interpolating... Because I've seen people use it on stuff like racing footage, and it looks fantastic. Because obviously the frames are very close together. So I imagine you could cut your work down on stop motion maybe using an interpolation, but I'm not sure. What is good? Everything. Everything apart from the heat is good. How you doing, Kevin? Yeah, I imagine it's hotter when you got a cat on your lap. But much more pleasant as well, though. Very relaxing. Oof, the swamp life, yeah. Oh, careful of the gators. Mackie was telling me about how just going into water was never a thing for her as a kid. Because, you know, just alligators and crocodiles and stuff everywhere. I mean, in the UK, going into the water isn't a thing either, because the water is brown and smells of shit. So, a different reason, I guess. I lived at the seaside for a long time, but I never went in the sea. Oh, right, okay. Nice. Yeah, apparently we're getting locked down again in the UK because of the new strain that's just come out. So Probably like this until Christmas, I imagine. Would be nice. It would be nice to leave the house for more than a few minutes. You know, it was kind of funny at the start, but now I'm getting a little bit sick of it now. Don't know what it must be like for people who were just going to university and had paid all the tuition fees and stuff, and then suddenly it's like, oh, okay, well, actually, you can't come into university. You can't experience the university life. You're going to do all your courses from home, but we're still taking your money. Holy shit. Argentina? Nice. How's the weather over there? Pretty hot, I'm imagining. Is it true that everyone in Argentina just loves metal? That's pretty much all I know about Argentina, is that Argentina has a very good taste in music. Really? It's winter over there. Damn. Yeah, I sometimes forget that the world has different different time zones. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely live, but I would say take precautions for stuff as well. See, wide music spectrum in Argentina. The Thunderdome? What, like the Mad Max Thunderdome? Oh, the ultra hardcore electronic music event. No, I'm doing it on kind of somewhere between 1s and 2s. I'm on 18 frames per second. I found that that's a pretty good compromise between 1s and 2s. I mean, I'll push it up to 20 for something like this. And honestly, this would probably be alright at 18. No wonder. Yes, it's fine at 18 actually. I might leave that at 18. Is it quiet tonight? How is the music for everyone? What am I on? I'm on 31. Maybe we'll crank it up to 39 and see what happens. Let me know if it starts, I mean, according to my graphic equalizers here, my voice is considerably louder. So I guess it's alright, but yeah, let me know. The Clone Wars series, what, the original one or the CG one? With Clone Wars, it was always a mixed bag for me. Like, when it was good, it was really good. And then you'd get stuff like, you get plot relevant stuff. Turn my volume down a bit. You get like a 5-part thing where they have to chase Darth Maul down. And, you know, that's interesting. I'm invested in seeing what happens there. And then they'll follow it up with like a 2-part comic relief one about droids going on some stupid some stupid slapstick droid 2-parter. It just totally kills the momentum. But I wish they'd kind of pick a tone and stick to it sometimes with Clone Wars. But I mean, it was good when it was good though. There were some very good episodes, I thought. It looked pretty nice by the end as well. Hello. Yeah, I like the original one. Back at the time, when it came out, the only thing I knew Genndy Tartarovsky? The only thing I knew him from was Dexter's Lab. So seeing him go from that to like a fairly big name, because Star Wars was kind of huge at the time. So yeah, seeing him move up to like a big project that was serious was quite interesting. And yeah, I quite liked it. I don't know. I'm sure the UK got Samurai Jack. It was probably on Toonami or whatever. Yeah, I do. I definitely work slower when I'm reading chat. So that's why I only stream like once a week. And I only stream stuff that's pretty brain off, like shading is pretty brain off. I've already done the animation. So I don't have to use my brain a lot for shading, so I can engage, I can enter gauge. I can enter gauge with chat. Yeah, if I was actually like animating and streaming at the same time, I'd probably be completely silent whilst I concentrated. twice this week, yeah. Alright, very important. You've got to shade this part under the lip. I do like throwing shade, it's true. Maybe I'll get a coffee. I know it's only been half an hour, but I do need a coffee. Let's do a coffee break. I'll be back in a minute. We probably won't even get through the coffee ads. All of them. But you never know. I'll see you in here. I'll see you back here. In, I don't know, about, what the hell? Oh, we're auto-saving, are we? Yeah, in about a minute or two.
A very special cup of coffee. A new standard in richness. A new standard in pureness. Blended together to give a new standard in smooth. The Gold Blend standard. Only from Nescafe.
It's only memories of Earth and the rich smell of this coffee that keeps my spirits up. Coffee, coffee. At least we'll reach our destination soon. Coffee. Coffee. You make a fine cup of coffee. You've made my day.
Are you taking your coffee break now, Alan?
Yeah, that's right. You want some? Coffee. And I had to go make coffee for two. Hurry up, would you? My coffee's starting to cool off. Coffee, my salvation for my day-to-day drudgery. Coffee. A little bitter, but still an excellent blend.
Boy, you should switch to decaf.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I've run out of coffee.
Come in.
Thank you.
Will Gold Blend be too good for your guests?
Oh, I think they could get used to it.
It's a very sophisticated coffee.
They have very sophisticated taste.
Do they?
Yes. Well, I must be getting back.
Now, golden roasted, richer, smoother, Nescafe Gold Blend.
Have you met your new neighbor yet?
Oh, I've popped in for coffee.
Come on, Dad.
You're playing Vicky, not Andre Agassi.
Don't be so sure.
Agassi.
Hi, call me Andre.
Nescafe, Andre?
You bet. Nescafe sure is coffee at its best. That's the best thing served to me all week. Who's up for doubles?
Yeah! The best days are Nescafe days.
今結構忙しいんだろ？そういえば例の歌の歌詞はでき…
私はあなたが好き。
Days looking new and bright, and you're gonna start it right. Folgers starting to brew, the aroma's calling you. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Mornings are brighter with mountain-grown Folgers because mountain-grown coffee has more enticing aroma than any other kind.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Please enjoy this footage of velvety smooth beans, followed by a well-shot close-up of a hot brown liquid that's brewed by mixing heated water.
All over the world, the word for great coffee flavor is Nescafe.
We're the world's favorite brand of instant coffees.
In America, Nescafe's great flavor comes two ways.
We're the world's best-selling too.
Nescafe Regular in the red label.
If Nescafe can please the whole wide world.
And now Nescafe Decaffeinated in the green label.
We can sure please you.
Same kind of flavor. Nescafe Regular, Nescafe Decaffeinated. What's your pleasure?
お嬢さん方を応接室に。
はい。
美味しいコーヒーを入れましょうかね。 しいコーヒーができましたよ。
And I'm back. That was quick. That was quick. Have you got beverages, chat? Or could you not bear to tear your eyes away from the beautiful adverts? It's a good reason not to move. That's not bad. It only took 8 years. I'm glad you succeeded. I hardly ever draw anything that I like, so don't worry. We all have that. I think I might like the Golden Axe postcard that I'm working on. I mean, it's only in sketch form at the moment. I'll probably hate it when I get it coloured, but yeah, it's one of those rare times where I actually kind of like something that I've done. Does anyone here actually have like a sense of accomplishment when you finish something, no matter what your work is? 'Cause I've never really had that. I finish a film and then I move on to the next one. I never look at it and go, oh, did a good job there. I don't feel proud of anything. Doesn't last long. Of course. Yeah, I'm terrible at anatomy. The Loomis stuff is just insane to me. I don't understand how people can do that. Maki's good at anatomy. So I mean, it's kind of useful having someone to check your anatomy. I think she's probably fixed up something in every single scene of the film. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. B. Stoker. Yeah, pride is overrated, I agree. I'll put that into the sandwich fund. Some of these lines are a bit choppy. I'm gonna have to clean these up a bit. Alright, let's do this hair. I watched a guy doing, it's a channel on YouTube, but I've forgotten the name. I watched a guy getting Bob Ross paintings as reference, and he's a CG modeler, he's a 3D modeler, and he models the scenes completely in 3D based on the Bob Ross paintings and moves the camera around in them, and they're like incredibly legit and look really good. And I can appreciate it because I'm not a 3D guy. Like, it's hard for me to appreciate animation without just getting jealous. I can't just watch something good and just enjoy it. I'm like, oh shit, how did they do that? And I'm trying to dissect it and stuff. But yeah, because I'm not a 3D modeler, except in a really limited way, I can appreciate 3D stuff. Because I'm not competing with it. What program is it? Well, it's TVPaint. Oh, you've seen it, the Bob Ross thing. Yeah, it's good. He's quick as well. He's fast at modeling, that guy. Hello! So we're listening to the 11-minute master, was it? 16-minute masterpiece. When it plays, it usually plays later on in the stream. Well, yeah, I guess. But I mean, if an actual 3D person saw how I do 3D, though, they'd probably just be smashing their head into a desk at how slow and just like how crap everything is. My work method, because I don't know, I don't know what I'm doing really. And you watch actual 3D artists, and they're like, and then you just extrude these vertices here, and they just like extrude everything, and they've made a guy in about 20 minutes. It took me a whole day to make a DDR machine. I mean, that's about, what, 4 boxes? Yeah. Yeah, the TVPaint in the upper left there is to tell everyone that I am powered by TVPaint. I'm not sponsored, but I like to represent TVPaint because I like it. Oh, yeah, I can take a look. I should add an Nescafe, yeah. Yeah, I've moved back from the tuna sandwiches to my ham and cheese sandwiches again. Sometimes chicken sandwiches. The music is. It should be in the bottom right. But it's, yeah, it's a Knucklebusters remix from 2000. Can you believe this remix is 21 years old? That's depressing. Yeah, I'm always produced by Mackie. That was one of the first things when I started streaming. Was, can I get one of those fancy now playing display things on there? And when I found out how, I felt incredibly legit. I'm a professional now, I thought. No, no. Who animated it? The gunship video. There's a new LeBrock out that I haven't heard yet either. And I mean, they're probably my favourite new band of the past couple of years. So I really should get on that. Oh, Paul Robertson, yeah. That's another thing. Where, I mean, technically we both do the same kind of thing. We're both animators, but I can't even begin to fathom doing what he does. It's just so insane watching his stuff. I mean, my stuff takes a long time to do, but I imagine his probably takes about 3 times as long. And it just looks ridiculous. It looks so good. And I mean, it's not just technically good as well, like there's so much, it just like twisted imagination in it as well. I really like it. I've no idea what that is. Oh, I shall. I'll have a look after the stream at that gunship song. Ah, curves. Curves are such a pain in the ass to draw. It's just so much easier to just draw a little bit at a time. Which obviously you couldn't have done back in the day when you were animating on cells. So I wonder how they did big curves like this curve here. Imagine having to do the whole thing like so, and then going to the next frame and doing the whole thing on the next frame. I mean, it wobbles. It wobbles. Actually, it doesn't wobble as much as it probably should. I got lucky on that one. Yeah, it's really hard to keep it consistent. again, messed that one up. But I am drawing at the wrong angle though. I need to be top left to bottom right. That's how I do curves. I can't do them any other way. What software do I use for the stream? It's just it's OBS, just with some Streamlabs overlays on top. Mostly just stuff that I've made myself, like little GIFs playing on top. So I can turn them off and show you what it looks like. Wow, no, I got so many of these things actually. If I start turning them off, I'll never be able to get them all back on again in the right order, so I'll leave that, I think. What do I think of the animation of newer anime? Demon Slayer, One Punch Man, Attack on Titan. Yeah, I mean, the animation is generally very, very good, is the thing, especially, you know, in the money shots for Attack on Titan and whatnot. My problem is that they use too many post-processing things that kind of just distract away from the animation and cover up the hard work of the animators. I don't think you need lens flares and color correction and motion blur on top of everything. I actually, you know, I want to see what they drew. If you want a motion blur, just hand draw some smears on it. Drawing shadows limit in another colour. Yeah. I've been starting doing that with still drawings, like the postcards for Patreon. Oh yeah, I tried watching Planetus, however it's pronounced. And so this was a few years ago I tried watching it, and the only subs I could find were like these really dodgy, like, they were basically early fan subs quality with like Japanese honorifics and everything in them, and I was so pissed off at the time. I just couldn't deal with it. I was like, translate it into English or don't bother. Don't give me this weeaboo shit. I'm still a subtitles purist. I should have grown up. I should have let it go a long time ago, but it's still there in my brain. Didn't do 4 years of translation studies to go through that shit. Yeah, no, totally, yeah. Yeah, I see, sometimes they post them on Twitter, the pencil roughs, and they just look really nice, and then they'll show the finished thing after it, and I'm like, well, you've ruined it. I know that the pencilers and the inkers have no control over what the final thing looks like. But yeah, the pencils just look so much more interesting to me than the final thing a lot of the time. Not all, obviously, not all. Stardust Memory is up there. It's well up there. Yeah. I mean, Shell's Counterattack has some fantastic animation. I love 008. 8th MS Team has some really nice stuff in it, but I think, yeah, it might be Stardust Memory for me though. I remember Live Evil. Oh, yeah, that's taking me back. Were they one of the bad groups? Were they one of the groups that stuck honorifics everywhere? I can't remember. Oh, Space Debris Cleaners. No, it was a space mech tactics film. Not even space, actually. It's kind of terrestrial, battling in the jungle. So that's the big thing after this film. Well, I say this is a film, but this is more of an OVA. Like 20 minutes long, max, I think. But yeah, the mech project is the big one that I'm doing after that. Might even crowdfund it. I'm not sure. We've been looking into things, but yeah, like that'll be an actual big deal rather than, because this is kind of a it's done when it's done kind of thing, whereas the next one will be actually an actual proper project with pacing and milestones and timescales to hit, and maybe even getting in-betweeners and things. It should definitely be the best thing I've ever done. At least the best looking thing I've ever done. Yeah. There's not much you can do when you're just in charge of timing. You can't really mess with the subs and remove all the bullshit. What do I listen to while animating? Recently, past week I've been listening to a lot of Faith No More. Yeah, a lot of Faith No More, but audiobooks mostly. Listening to an Alien audiobook at the minute, which is no, I don't have it down here, but I'm 6 hours in. I think that's almost halfway, so it's a nice long one. I like long audiobooks because, you know, I've got the time. Indeed, Barzan Fighter will be the I'm gonna save the mech industry. I'll make the world appreciate the Barzan. The appreciation it should have got back in the 80s, but didn't. Yeah, audiobooks are good. There was a good channel on YouTube, but his stuff is so long that obviously it takes him a long time to make the stuff. I think it's called like Fall of Civilizations podcast. It's basically just incredibly long documentaries about various civilizations and how they rose and fell, which sounds boring as shit. That may sound boring as shit to your average person, but if you're doing this, if you're just drawing lines all day, like, it's incredibly interesting to listen to. But I've gone through all of them. There aren't any new ones. I have to wait now. Yeah, I use onion skinning, but for animating though, not really for shading. I mean, we could turn it on and use it, but yeah, it's not really much use for shading though. I've found it's just easier to kind of use straight ahead for shading. Oh, yeah. That's weird you mentioned that, Aliens in the Mind. I think Mackie found that and she was like, well, you like Peter Cushing and Vincent Price. Here they are both in one thing. How did I never hear of that? But yeah, I listened to it last year, I think. And now I wish they'd been in more stuff together. I mean, Peter Cushing is easily one of my favourite actors. Oh yeah, I was watching one earlier. One of Joel's animations, yeah. It was the deleted scenes one that he put up with the Galactic Emperor and the stupid green guy. Oh really? Shit, okay. Yeah, I'll if I forget, like tweet it at me or something after the stream, I'll hunt that down and listen to it. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it was useful to you. But yeah, good luck with the Wacom. I mean, any graphics tablet I guess can be a bit finicky. Windows just tends to, I don't know, I've got lucky with my current one. But yeah, the last one was just disconnecting all the time. Just kept getting the Windows disconnect sound. And when the tablet would come back up, I lost all pressure sensitivity and had to force the Wacom driver to start running again, and all this kind of annoying shit. No, I haven't seen any Alien 5 concept art. I still wish we'd got Giga's designs for Dune, the David Lynch Dune. Thank you. Excellent. Yeah, I'll grab that later then. From the Twitter. I didn't notice you, really. It's okay, I've noticed you now. If you need any tablet advice. Thing is, I'm terrible with advice because I'm basically just whatever falls into my lap is what I use, basically. But I mean, yeah, I've never really had any problems with the Wacom Intuos 4. So I haven't really tried any newer things. And Wacom Intuos 4 is old now, but good. Apart from the connection falls off after a few years because it's badly soldered. Alien 4 was Resurrection, wasn't it? Directed by French guy who did City of Lost Children. What a bizarre film. What a bizarre film. I did not like it at all. I saw it at the cinema and the effects were great. You know, practical effects. Practical effects, a bit of CG here and there, but yeah, really good spaceship shots and stuff. But just massively out of place comedy, really weird. And I mean, I thought it was stupidly out of place. The whole way that it was filmed, I thought was out of place for an Alien film at the time. But you know, looking back, obviously that's just the director's style. That's how every one of his films feels. So it's completely the fault of whoever in 20th Century Fox thought, let's get this quirky guy who's known for his really quirky style and we'll get him to do an alien film in that style. I just don't think it matches at all. And obviously the acting's terrible. The acting's terrible in it, but they're all good actors who can act. We've seen them act well in other things, so I don't know, was that the director? Was he just not directing them very well? No, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I tried in Australia because, you know, it was Planet 55 Studios and they had all kinds of hardware there. So I tried a display tablet, but my hand was constantly covering up what I was trying to draw. So, you know, just having a physical solid tablet, my hand is never in the way of what I'm drawing. I used to have that problem when, you know, years and years and years ago when I used to draw on paper and paint on paper. I'd have the shadow of my hand falling over what I was trying to paint. That was always really annoying. But then I went digital, I never turned back. Let's see how we're doing. Alright, so we've got this eye to do now. But yeah, definitely stuff like this shot. I mean, it's... Hold on, I'll turn the layers off and you'll be able to see. So, I mean, it's very obviously a 3D model, and it's kind of tricky to make the 3D look 2D, because obviously the geometry is just too perfect in the whole thing. But hopefully the shading, because the shading kind of wobbles a little bit, so hopefully the shading adds in, I guess, enough inaccuracy. Hopefully. And obviously I had bits like, you know, just hand draw some scuffed bits on it, which hopefully helps a bit. Now, I'll tell you the perfect way, but I don't have the time. Like, if I had infinite time rather, the perfect way to do this would be, so you get the 3D modeling, you render it out as a sequence like this, but I'd use this frame, I delete this frame, this frame, this frame, this frame, and then keep the 5th frame, then delete 6, 7, 8, 9, and so then I would in between these by hand. So I'd still have perfect keyframes, but my in-betweens would wobble a bit because I'm drawing them myself. And I think that would be your perfect combination of old school Legend of the Galactic Heroes spaceships and 3D. I think that would be the way to do it. But I don't have time. I don't have time. Yeah, I just paint under the lines for this. Where were we? Oh shit. Wrong colour. Oh yeah, this eye, that's right. Thank you, I'm super underrated. Maybe when this film is done and comes out. I don't think I'm ever gonna get those TIE Fighter numbers though. I don't think I'm gonna get like millions of views ever again. But I mean, it's okay. It's okay. As long as there's Patreon to keep me going. I don't need the YouTube money. Right, just to make this easy, I'm going to fill in this whole area. And I'll cut bits out later. Thank you. I'll pay you in exposure. How's that sound? No. Obviously, if we hired people, we'd have to do it properly and pay them an actual wage. And really, that's where Mackie's managerial skills would come in handy. Because I'm terrible at that stuff. I just draw, you know. I'm no good at admin stuff. I'm no good at wrangling in-betweeners and animators and gathering all this stuff together. I couldn't run a studio. Imagine the amount of emails you'd have to send out, chasing people up, like where are these backgrounds? These were meant to be done. Yeah, you couldn't do that and draw at the same time unless you had a godlike brain for multitasking. Yeah, a Big Mac. There you go. Perfect. That's much appreciated. How many subscribers am I on now? I never pay attention to any of that because I don't really make any money off of YouTube, so the numbers don't really matter that much. That's, you know, not to say that I'm totally humble and stuff, and I'm not interested in the earthly things, because I'm looking at Patreon numbers all the time and crying every day. Oh, alright. 117k. That's decent, isn't it? I think that's okay as far as YouTube numbers go. I mean, it's not you can live on this kind of numbers. I don't think you could make a living off of YouTube if you're an animator. Unless you're Teleporte or someone who like puts out an animation every single week and each one gets like 1 million views. I don't know how he does it. I guess it helps that his stuff's good. I didn't. No. I didn't apply for a silver play button or whatever. Mackie was saying that I should, but I wasn't really bothered. Also, you don't automatically get one. There's criteria, like you have to, your channel has to be in good standing, and you can't have gotten like loads of copyright strikes and stuff. And I've got loads of copyright strike. Like every single stream gets a copyright strike. I guess about 3 copyright strikes for music that I play. Yeah, he got it back. YouTube saw how popular he was on Twitter, and they were like, "Oh, it was a mistake. It's back now." Yeah, like you mistakenly pressed the delete this guy's entire channel button, did you, YouTube? Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I make a living. I make a subsistence enough to pay the bills and eat. from Patreon, thankfully. So thank you to everyone here who's supporting me on Patreon, much appreciated. But, you know, I guess at some point I'm going to have to think about something? Once I start getting really old, I think I'll just kind of feel a bit weird maybe about basically just earning almost nothing when I should have a house and stuff. I know that's just like society expectations though, isn't it? Like, all my friends own houses. Technically, I will own a house at some point, but I don't want to because it means that family members have to die for me to inherit it. So I'd rather never inherit a house. Yeah. It's a complicated feel. Yeah, born in 78. I had a dream. Oh, I woke up so happy this morning. I had a dream that I was 52. I was 52 in the dream, and I woke up and realized that I was only in quotes 42. 43? Am I 43? I don't know. I try not to think about it. I'm 40 something. Yeah, you do. How many hours a day? So generally I wake up about, I mean the past week I've been waking up about midday and I animate until about 3 AM each day. I have like a half an hour break for dinner, half an hour break for tea, watch like one episode of whatever anime I'm watching and then get back to it. So it's crunch every day, but it's not really crunch because I'm crunching for myself. And also I've deliberately cultivated a lifestyle of not having any hobbies. So I don't have anything to distract me from animating. Yeah, I was streaming on Twitch for a while actually. I still have a Twitch channel. But I was getting about the same number of viewers on YouTube, so I just thought, what the hell. Well, we can just go over to YouTube, I guess. Do you meditate or have any life philosophy in particular? I'm usually chill most of the time. Oh, I mean, I'm a Christian, and I just leave everything in the hands of God. So I don't, all my worries for the future are taken care of, and I don't really have to worry about anything. So I mean that's basically my philosophy. Nah, not really interested in working at a studio. And I mean, yeah, technically I might have the CV to land a job in an animation studio, but I don't use any of the software that they use, and you know, I'm because I'm totally self-taught, so, and with all of the downfalls and weird working quirks that come with teaching yourself. So I'd be terrible. I think I'd be terrible in a studio environment. It was okay in Australia because I wasn't actually animating in Australia. I was lead character designer, and so I was doing backgrounds and just animating things myself here and there. Hello! How goes it? How are you this fine evening? Yeah, I mean, I guess obviously I'm extremely blessed to be in the position to be able to do this, but you've only got so much time in your life, and so I'd rather spend the time, because animation is just one of the most time-consuming things. So I'd rather spend that time, if I'm gonna have like a career or hobby or whatever that takes up so much time, I'd rather spend it doing my own stuff than working on other people's things. And that's kind of why I don't do commissions and things as well. Obviously not everyone has the option to do that. Most people have to go and do a job they hate. What Akira short was this? I'd never get anything done if I was streaming 5 times a week. Ah shit, I just shaded some bits that I shouldn't have. Get rid of these. Link me this Akira stream. Akira stream? I've got streams on the brain. Animation. I want to go take a look at it. I will enjoy the radio drama, thank you. Nothing is more exciting than shading 20 frames of a barely moving body. This is peak excitement on your Friday night. Yeah, I can't, because, yeah, I'm basically on crunch every day, but I guess because it's not like I'm being forced to crunch, so there's no mental stress at all, because I know, in my brain, I know that I could stop any time. I crunch because I want to, so it's not stressful, but I can't imagine something like, you know, like having a wife and kids or something. I can't can't imagine how a workaholic would manage to. Because I mean, I am. I'm blatantly just a workaholic. I can't imagine it getting to 5 p.m. and having to spend time with the kids or whatever. So, you know, given the choice between be a terrible parent or don't have kids, then yeah, I choose option 2, I think. Three days with no sleep. All right, maybe that might actually be a bit too much crunch. You might want to dial that in a bit. No, yeah, I know a lot of people who do, but I'm just unable to switch off unless someone physically drags me away from the computer. Like whenever Mackie's over here, she'll drag me out of the house to go and get some food. But I've switched my brain. Like when Mackie visits, I've switched my brain to we're in vacation mode. So I've done generally enough work to stock up on a few days of downtime. Huh. You sleep a lot. Do you... Right, so you're an animator, you're a creative guy. Do you dream? Because I never dream. Like, well, I mean, I obviously do, but I can't remember them. But, yeah, I hardly ever dream anything. Like, do you dream stuff and go and wake up and think, hey, that's a good idea, I'll use that in my work somehow? I mean, you know, apart from that nightmare where I was 52 years old, I don't really remember anything that I've dreamt in. You never dream that you're drawing? No, I don't think I ever have. The few dreams that I remember, I don't think I've ever dreamt that I was drawing. Oh really? You dream in full details? Like because they say that you dream in black and white, but I don't. I'm pretty sure that I can remember sometimes that I've seen colours in dreams. I mean, not super detailed, but I've definitely seen colours, I think. Is it hard to keep motivated to complete a project? I'd imagine you a strong inspiration to do a certain tribute or original setting. Yeah, I mean, I don't find it hard to stay motivated. The big problem for me is that this is anything. This is if I'm playing a game or reading a manga. If I put it down for more than a day or two, I never go back to it. Even if it's really interesting and I want to continue, if I stop, I never get back to it. So there's always that risk, I guess. But you know, when you've spent like over a year on making a film like I have with this, there's no chance. There's no chance of putting it down and forgetting about it. But yeah, I would say that that's one of my few redeeming features, is that I don't need to stay motivated because I never get demotivated. But I guess the trade-off for that is that I don't feel any excitement either. Like I'm never excited when I complete a project. I never feel like I did a good job. I never go and watch my own stuff just for fun. But I mean, you know, as a trade-off to that, yeah, I don't need to stay motivated. I just get on with the work every day. And I guess with animation, the point is for other people to enjoy it, so it doesn't really matter if I enjoy it or not. I just have a compulsion. Have a compulsion to do it. First person or third? It's a mix. It's a mix for me. The ones that I can remember, sometimes it's like a film where I'm like looking down on the scene or whatever, and the camera angles change and things, and sometimes it's first person. Holy shit, that's depressing. I'm sorry to hear that your wife left you. You played Last Ninja 1 to 3, really? I play the remixes all the time, but I haven't played Last Ninja since when it came out. Let's have a Last Ninja remix in honor of that. Alright, how's this looking? Seems alright, just the shoulder now I need to do. Oh shit, really? Damn, yeah, that's... He can't have been that old though, can he? Because pretty much all the Commodore 64 music composers are still around, I think, aren't they? Yeah, that is depressing. "52. There it is again, that age. Sleep is a weird thing. Sleep is a really strange thing. Like I was I was so tired before the stream. Went for a nap, couldn't actually sleep, got back up, and now I'm totally awake. Might make it a long one tonight, maybe. Do I like black metal? Nah, not really. Black metal's one of those things for me where I'll hear a song start and I'll be like, oh shit, this sounds really good, and then the vocals kick in and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm leaving. I like my favorite bands. My favorite bands are those with really good vocals. So, you know, Iron Maiden, X Japan, Skid Row. I like the god tier vocals. People with like 20 octave ranges. I don't mind a bit of screaming here and there. I mean, I do love me some Static X. And some of those bizarre noises that Mike Patton makes in Faith No More. Do I enjoy animating more as I become older? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I enjoy it, but it's kind of, it can be relaxing sometimes. It's nice sometimes to sit down and think, alright, I got the whole day. I got the whole day ahead of me. Just gonna listen to some documentaries or whatever. Just gonna listen to some documentaries and shade some spaceships. So yeah, it's kind of comfy. It's kind of comfy sometimes. I guess the most exciting part of a project for me is the start of the project, where I'm planning out what the shots are going to look like and everything. I mean, right now in this one, you know, I'm well into it. We already know what every shot's going to look like. I just have to do it. So at the moment, I'm the underpaid Amazon worker, working for myself. I'm just mechanically doing the job. All the creativity's already been done. Yeah, I'm solo. I've got Mackie helping with production, and she's shading and coloring some of the stuff as well now. Yeah, I'm a terrible boss. I'm gonna cancel myself. Oh, Man of War. Missed that Man of War comment up there. Yeah, I mean, his vocals are just fantastic, Eric Adams. But I mean, he's one of those. I don't know what octave range he has, but it's high. It's very high. I mean, his screams are up there with Bruce Dickinson or Rob Halford quite easily, I think. Roy Orbison. Yeah, my grandparents used to listen to Roy Orbison, so I kind of got into Roy Orbison actually. I like some Roy Orbison. Good memories of listening to Roy in the car, in my granddad's car. Second career option. Well, I started doing the animation stuff really after TIE Fighter became a thing, because I thought it was just going to be, well, you can't make money off of this. You just put stuff, you do it in your spare time and put it up on YouTube. So at the time I was Yeah, I was doing translation. I was a freelance translator at the time, Japanese to English. But I wasn't very good at it. And apart from not being very good at it, the competition was absolutely massive. In the translation field, the competition was just huge. You know, companies have their go-to translators that they're going to always, you know, they've worked with them before, so they're always going to use those translators if they can. And every other thing, it's just like a million people like scrabbling around like sparrows pecking at birdseed, or just trying to get the jobs. So the competition's so high that the agencies can afford you to pay you absolutely nothing at all. So it was really badly paid and just massive overwork. What computer I'm using? How do I tell you? How can I show you my PC specs? I mean, I'm just using a PC with Windows 10 and TVPaint. I've got a what graphics card am I on? Like a I can't remember the name of it. How do I show you my details? How do I do it, chat? Is it like system configuration or something? No, let's not mess with that. As you can tell, I'm an absolute computer expert. Oof, I don't know if I quantum leaped into my 10-year-old self. I've thought about it. Obviously, I wouldn't... Even if I leaped into my 10-year-old self and I still had all the memories and like muscle memory and skills that I have from now, I wouldn't actually be able to use them because there weren't really computers and stuff. Control panel system, hold on. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't load up my Commodore 64 and do some animating on it. There you go. That's what I'm using. Very basic information. Advanced system settings. Probably shouldn't really be showing people this on a live stream, but hey. Upgrade the RAM. 16 gigs? Is 16 gigs not a lot of RAM then? Deluxe Paint on the Amiga would, yeah, that would be the closest thing to get to 32 gigs of RAM. I'll talk to AD. I'll talk to my tech guy about it then. I know he was talking about maybe upgrading it as time went on. The casing is pretty empty. That's a lot of RAM. Okay. Oh, 64. Oof, okay. Maybe I'm a bit on the low end then. Oh yeah, I'm a total boomer when it comes to all this stuff. I mean, in terms of usage, we're on only 21% CPU. The memory's getting eaten up by OBS a bit. But everything else is pretty much, I mean, TVPaint's pretty low. So I never really find that I'm hitting slowdown or anything. Tablet, the one I'm currently using is a Wacom Intuos. Which Intuos is this? I got myself a brand new old Intuos 4. But I haven't plugged it in yet because my housemate lent me an old one of hers and I've just been using that. It's a smaller one. So I've got a much better one sitting literally like centimeters away from me. And I'm just too lazy to plug it in. 16 work most things. Does you have lots of things running at the time? 8-year-old computer. I think mine's about that. Yeah. Alright, I think we've got our shading on for the last half. Well, we've got our first tone anyway. We've got more tones to put on, but I think I'm going to grab another coffee and then we'll... Actually, let me just fill this. Yeah, I'll grab another coffee and then we'll work backwards because we've got frame 48 to 84 done, so we've got to work backwards and do all of these. Alright, grab yourself a beverage, chat. I'll see you back here in a minute.
A very special cup of coffee, a new standard in richness, a new standard in pureness, blended together to give a new standard in smooth. The Gold Blend standard, only from Nescafe.
It's only memories of Earth and the rich smell of this coffee that keeps my spirits up. Coffee. At least we'll reach our destination soon. Coffee. You make a fine cup of coffee. You've made my day.
You taking your coffee break now, Alan?
Yeah, that's right. You want some? Coffee. And I had to go make coffee for two. Hurry up, would you? My coffee's starting to cool off. Coffee, my salvation from my day-to-day drudgery. Coffee. A little bitter, but still an excellent blend.
Boy, you should switch to decaf.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I've run out of coffee.
Come in.
Thank you.
Will Gold Blend be too good for your guests?
Oh, I think they could get used to it.
It's a very sophisticated coffee.
They have very sophisticated taste.
Do they?
Yes. Well, I must be getting back.
Now, golden roasted, richer, smoother, Nescafe Gold Blend.
Have you met your new neighbor yet?
Oh, I've popped in for coffee.
Come on, Dad.
You're playing Vicky, not Andre Agassi.
Don't be so sure.
Agassi.
Hi, call me Andre.
Nescafe, Andre?
You bet. Nescafe sure is coffee at its best. That's the best thing served to me all week. Who's up for doubles?
Yeah! The best days are Nescafe days.
今結構忙しいんだろ？そういえば例の歌の歌詞はで
私はあなたが好き。
Days looking new and bright, and you're gonna start it right. Folgers starting to brew, the aroma's calling you. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Mornings are brighter with mountain-grown Folgers because mountain-grown coffee has more enticing aroma than any other kind.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Please enjoy this footage of velvety smooth beans, followed by a well-shot close-up of a hot brown liquid that's brewed by mixing heated water.
All over the world, the word for great coffee flavor is Nescafe.
We're the world's favorite brand of instant coffees.
In America, Nescafe's great flavor comes two ways.
We're the world's best-selling too.
Nescafe Regular in the red label.
If Nescafe can please the whole wide world.
And now Nescafe Decaffeinated in the green label.
We can sure please you.
Same kind of flavor. Nescafe Regular, Nescafe Decaffeinated. What's your pleasure?
お嬢さん方を応接室に。
はい。
美味しいコーヒーを入れましょうかね。 美味しいコーヒーができましたよ。
I only showed you that to remind you you desperately need your fix.
男の温度が上がった。飲んで飲んでまた飲みたい。缶入りコーヒーウエスト。Go West。
ボス、私のそばにいてね。ボス、決して私見捨てないでお願い。Boss, I can't live without you. Boss, I can't live without you.
Boss, いつもそばにいてね。Boss, 私のそばにいてね。Boss, 決して私見捨てないでお願い。Boss, I can't live without you. Boss, I can't live without you.
A very special cup of coffee, a new standard in richness, a new standard in pureness, blended together to give a new standard in smooth. The Gold Blend Standard, only from Nescafe.
It's only memories of Earth and the rich smell of this coffee that keeps my spirits up. Coffee. At least we'll reach our destination soon. Coffee. You make a fine cup of coffee. You've made my day.
You taking your coffee break now, Alan?
Yeah, that's right. You want some? Coffee.
I've returned. Oof. Okay, do I have sound now? I have sound now. I've dropped these headphones on the ground so many times. I think I've weakened the cable. If I move my head to the left too much, the sound goes out in one ear. Right then. So we can... The only thing moving on these frames are the eyes and the eyebrows, so we should be able to bring this shading across. Copy the shading across like that. And just adjust it. Time-saving tip there. You still alive, chat? Are you there? I see. You are there. Very delayed. Alright, so that saved us some time. Merge those. I I don't know. I mean, we definitely have some blood-sucking things, because whilst I had my window open over the past couple of weeks, I was getting bitten. I was waking up with bites. Bites on me. Don't know if it was cockroaches? I don't know. I don't know if it was mosquitoes, though. Hope I'm not getting bitten by cockroaches. Shit. Yeah, gnats are irritating. I remember when I was a kid, riding around on my bike with my friends, you'd always end up going full speed through a cloud of gnats, and they'd like get into your eyeball. You'd go head first into a big cloud of gnats, right into your eyeball, instantly drown in your eye fluid and die. Horrible. Horrible. The nightmares that we used to have to live through. Cockroaches, I'm not a fan. I mean, luckily we don't have to worry about them here. But yeah, when I was in Japan and Australia, there's just how are you not gonna have cockroaches? They're just everywhere. You're gonna have the cleanest apartment ever. Oh, I'm happy for you, outsider. Horrible things, horrible. Hello, Vlad Teacup. Welcome. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button and leaving a like in the comments below. Whatever else YouTubers are supposed to say. Whereabouts do you live, Ed? Somewhere with cockroaches. I don't think I could get any work done if I was... I mean, I am like... I guess I've got a big phobia of roaches and stuff, though. In the Philippines, yeah, so I'm guessing extremely hot. Right, what should I start on? I guess I'll do this bit of hair. Indeed, oh, I can't imagine what summer must be like. I mean, we get about 2 weeks of summer in the UK, and that's too much for me. Yeah, I had a big phobia of those things when I was in Japan. I was in one of those like apartment complexes that you see in anime all the time, where you go up the stairs. I was on the second level, so you go up the stairs outside and there's just like a row of doors, and mine was on the second to last door along. So you'd go up the stairs, and all along the wall in front of the doors and the windows, they'd just be like just hanging out there, the cicadas, just like 20-30 of them, and I'd have to just grab onto the rail and really slowly with my back right up to the railing just kind of move really slowly past them, because if you If you agitate them even slightly, they will just fly off and swarm at you, and they're massive. They're massive and they make a horrible noise. Like flying roaches. Terrifying things. Yeah, I guess like little apartment things. Humidity, I can't take humidity. That's one thing we don't have over here. So, you know, in summer it gets hot, but at least we don't have the humidity. Yeah, Japan destroyed me for humidity. Yeah, I've got a couple of moths in my room. How long do moths live? Because I swear these moths have been here for 2 years. And I don't have the heart to like kill them or anything. So I just let them eat my t-shirts. I mean, fortunately they seem to like the one Megadeth t-shirt from like 10 years ago, which looks old anyway. So stay away from my new stuff. Oh. Maybe it's a family of moths then. Maybe this is like the 3rd generation. Eating bugs isn't in my future, I tell you that. I don't care how much propaganda they start pumping out. I'm not living in a pod, I'm not eating the bugs. I'm not getting in the wage cage and eating the bugs. I couldn't kill moths. I couldn't kill a moth any more than I could kill a butterfly. Now wasps. Wasps are a different matter. Every time. How dare you? Yeah, oh, I imagine she does. She can eat the bugs for me. She can eat my portion of bugs and she can live in one of those little pods. And watch state-approved Netflix adaptations. And use one slice of toilet paper per use. I did kill a roach. I did kill a roach when I was in Japan. I was very drunk, and it seemed like a personal battle at that point, but as I crushed the roach with my shoe, I felt really, really bad about it. I felt really bad. So I never killed another roach after that. And ants, I can't kill ants because I like ants. I respect them. I find ants fascinating. I can watch ant documentaries back to back for hours. Now if I could train up some ants to help me with animation, we got the perfect solution there. Spiders, no, I like spiders as well, as long as, I mean, yeah, UK you just kind of live with spiders. There's house spiders in your house. You can't really get rid of them. So you just kind of learn to live with them. But I mean, they're fine, with one exception, which was I was just going to sleep and I turned my lights off. It was dark in my room and something dropped onto my head. And I turned the light on and it was a spider. A spider dropped from the ceiling, I guess, into my hair and then rolled onto my pillow, and I was like, oh shit. And so I was paranoid for about a month after that, and then it went away. The paranoia went away. Indeed, yeah. Wasps are they'll inconvenience you from the grave. Indeed, yeah. I mean, ants I think will do well in a nuclear winter. Ants might be okay. No, I've got a few spiders that live in my house. I coexist quite peacefully with them. Yeah, they'll eat flies and things. Yeah, like everything in Australia is about to kill you though, isn't it? I watched Creep Show, the 1980s Creep Show, anthology horror movie, and that final one, the final short in the anthology about the germaphobe old rich guy in his penthouse apartment, which gets invaded by cockroaches. Oof, oof. Indeed, they're the unsung heroes, the little lizards. Well, that one cockroach that I killed, I'd sprayed it. I didn't have any insect killing spray because I'd only just arrived, but I did have a shitload of aftershave deodorant, because I heard it was really hard to get deodorant in Japan, so I brought a load of Lynx with me, and that was the closest thing to hand, and I was very drunk, so I just sprayed almost an entire can of Lynx at the cockroach. He was unfazed. I'd just wasted my precious deodorant, and yeah, in the end I had to crush him with a shoe. I'm still traumatized by it, not as traumatized as the cockroach obviously. But yeah, finding those cockroach repelling peppermint scented like bits of paper, I guess. There's like these strips. They have like a strong peppermint oil that they've been dipped in, and supposedly a lot of insects absolutely hate the smell of peppermint. And once I put those around my place, I never saw another cockroach for the rest of the year. You had a scorpion land on your face. What the hell? You don't live in Australia, do you? That's the kind of nightmare story that I hear from Australia. think bumblebees are cute, and you know, unlike wasps, they don't actually want to sting you, so they're very chill. Why? Why would you do that? Why? If the spider's already outside, then the problem's dealt with. You don't need to go all MD Geist on the situation. Indeed, yeah, they've got a vested interest in not stinging you. I mean, they're just going about their day anyway, bees. Ooh. Centipede. I mean, luckily we only have really tiny ones here. But yeah, I've seen those videos of those nightmare ones that are like a meter long and can eat mice. Indeed, the deadly African bee. Oh shit. Texas must be a nightmare in the summer as well, I imagine. I mean, I'm too hot now, and it's 25 degrees in here, which is that's 77 American degrees. That's 77 America degrees. So yeah, I'm not designed for heat at all. It is! It's a very strange Gianna Sisters remix. You never know what you're gonna get on the playlist. It's all randomized. Aha! Indeed, yeah. I mean, England has its benefits, and no exotic murder insects is one of them, I think. Oh yeah, midges are annoying. And obviously wasps will ruin every picnic you ever try and do. Cold climates are miserable in their own way, though. It's miserable being cold. I still don't know what I'd choose, being too hot or too cold, because I'm no good with either. But I guess if you're too cold, you can at least always put more clothes on. But if you're too hot, you can only take so much off. I do like being cold if I'm walking somewhere and I know I'm, you know, walking back. If I'm on holiday and I know I'm walking back to my hotel room where it's going to be really warm, I like being cold then. Or, you know, walking through a cold night and you're going to enter like some warm restaurant and have a good meal or something. So I guess it's all context, isn't it? I like being thirsty before I drink a can of Coke. And I like being hungry before I go to like some massive all-you-can-eat meat buffet. If it's too hot, everyone gets naked. There you go. That's the tagline of my major motion picture that I will be making. Heat wave, that's what I'll call it. If it's too hot, everybody gets naked. In small print just under the title. Yeah, it'll be called Heat Wave, and it's set on a beach, and it's about a wave. It's about a wave, but the wave is like 3,000 degrees. The rest of the sea is normal temperature, but there's this one wave that just boils you alive. It boils you alive. It's the heat wave. But you can't really tell which wave is the heat wave. So it's kind of like Jaws, except it's a killer wave. If I see this appearing on Netflix, I'll know that one of you bastards stole it and pitched it to those creatively bankrupt people at Netflix. I'll expect at least a can of Coke out of the deal. Oof, yeah. I don't think I could visit the Philippines. I don't think I could. I think the heat would melt me as soon as I got off the plane. Don't worry, I won't do it. I won't go off on my Mega CD was the best era of music ever in gaming rant that I do every time this plays. But if you want to hear some good music, get yourself a Mega Drive emulator. Because Mega Drive emulators kind of have built-in Mega CD emulators a lot of the time. And yeah, have a go on Battlecore. One of my best soundtracks in any game. Yeah, I have a Mega CD behind me in a bag. AKA Nuke. Does he have another name? I just know him as that musical god from my childhood. Like, everything Core Design made was great. Oh shit, really? I had no idea. Yeah, I just know him from his Mega CD music from when he was with Core Design. I used to just, put the CD into the Mega CD and just listen to it in CD player mode. Battlecore and Thunderhawk and pretty much every Jaguar XJ220 as well. That PS1 loading sound is one of the most nostalgic things for me. Do I have a favourite animator? Huh. I mean, I mostly have like favourite studios, I guess. So, I mean, Studio Nue, for instance, Dirty Pair, Macross. I always absolutely loved them. And Gainax as well. Gunbuster is my favourite OVA of all time. So yeah, it was really about the studios for me, because I didn't know the names back then of individual animators. So I just know stuff like, well, this is by Madhouse, so it's going to look amazing. Yeah, alright, see you later, Ed. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night, or afternoon, or whatever time it is over there. Yeah, I miss Gainax. But I guess you make something like Evangelion, it's the only thing you've ever done that's actually made a profit. You just kind of keep doing it forever. Just milk it forever. But they made so much good stuff. Yeah, Kawajiri era Madhouse is just like peak Madhouse. Interesting. Yeah, Thunderbolt was surprising. Thunderbolt surprised me in how detailed the character faces were. Because that's something that you used to get all the time. It didn't even have to be an OVA, it could just be a TV series like Dragon Ball. You'd have a close-up of a face. And it was just like super detailed. It's ridiculously well drawn. And they don't really do that anymore. The latest thing I've seen that kind of does that was Vivi from this summer season of anime, where sometimes they'll do a face close-up and it's just like totally airbrushed. But I mean, they do that to show that she's an android or whatever, I guess. She's an AI. Whereas that used to just be a standard thing you'd get in anime. And they don't really do it nowadays, but they did in Thunderbolt. Like you get some beautiful close-up shots. I was pleasantly surprised by that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch Vampire Hunter D again. Are you talking about the original or Bloodlust? Bloodlust was pretty good. But from what I've seen of Hathaway, I'm not that amazed by it. Not that amazed by it from what I've seen, but I mean, I'll watch it. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. It needs Mikimoto character designs though. And I mean, I guess he's still working in the industry because he did, what is it? Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress a couple of years ago. So he's obviously still around. But if I had to guess, they probably didn't even ask him. Don't know why, I just get that feeling. Indeed, yeah. Judge Dredd doesn't take his helmet off, and D doesn't remove his hat. Yeah, I bet he sleeps in it. Yeah. G-Reco was pretty interesting. I watched that. I mean, I watched it whilst it was coming out, but I never got through it. But I did a few months ago, and like a lot of Tomino stuff, it kind of had an interesting premise, but kind of fell sort of flat at the end. For me, at least. But yeah, it had some nice character designs, and I like what they did with the line art. They had that filter on the line art that really roughed up the lines and made it look like they were drawn by pen instead of vector tools. If I had infinite money, I would just throw several billion yen into a fund to get Mikimoto and Shiro and Kenichi Sonoda and Joji Manabe, like get all of them out of retirement if need be, to work on whatever the hell they wanted, as long as it's the most expensive OVA ever made. It will be a 4-part OVA. I don't care what it's about. They can do whatever they want. And for music, ooh, I guess Yoko Kanno, I guess. Seven minutes long. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be a full episode, not 7 minutes. I wasn't quite sure what happened there. And it wasn't even really a thing, was it? It was just a collection of scenes. Like, it wasn't actually an episode or anything. Yeah, it's another black mark for crowdfunding, isn't it? Not making my job easy if I want to crowdfund this movie that I'm going to do. Why can't someone like Elon Musk, who has infinite money, why can't he be an anime fan? Like not an anime fan, but like a super fucking otaku, who just says, well, I'll just put 50 million of my pocket change into making an OVA. Don't care what it's about. Just bring back the 80s for me. I mean, you know, these are people who spend billions on houses that they stay in like one day of the year. So it's not like they're not frivolous with their money. Just give $1 billion to a studio and say, make me something that looks incredible. We need an otaku oil baron. It is essential. Netflix? No, I don't think so. I think Netflix would impose a lot of, you have to do this and you have to do this kind of thing. I'll send a PM to Elon Musk after the stream. I'll say, hey Elon, buddy, do you like anime? Have you seen Gunbuster? Do you want something similar to Gunbuster? Oh really? If so, I'm glad he did, because I mean, it was hit and miss, wasn't it? But I did like The Expanse. But I guess he must have pulled his money for the past couple of seasons, because that last season, half of the episodes were just of completely Naomi's family, like Naomi's boring family drama for like half of the season. And then they kill off, what's his name, off screen? And then edit him, CG edit him out of the scene at the end. Because the actor got cancelled or whatever, so they just like edit him out in post and kill him off screen. That's just... Oh, come on. There's got to be a better way than that. We're talking almost Promised Neverland Season 2 levels of letdown. I hated the art in Die Buster. I hated it. I hated the art, I hated the mech designs. I don't think they're even mech designs when they're organic. I think Die Buster for me was when I realised that I loved Furikuri, but I didn't want to see every show from Gainax be Furikuri, and yeah, they just done their organic mech designs from Furikuri, which have no place in Gunbuster, I don't think. Obviously, if you're a shading purist as well, what, like 2-tone shading for Die Buster? Come on, I don't want my 5 tones. No, you can't do a sequel to the greatest anime ever made and lowball it. How hard would it be to animate someone wearing a plaid shirt? That's an interesting question. It'd be hard. Well, it wouldn't be hard, it'd just be time consuming. You could do that thing that they do on anime like Count of Monte Cristo and Gankutsuo, where they just like slap a filter over the top, but then obviously the filter doesn't curve over the character's arms and stuff, so you just got a filter just like floating there and it looks weird, which was alright for Count of Monte Cristo because it was the art style, but I mean definitely wouldn't work for other anime, I don't think. I mean, you get stuff like that in Orange Road and whatnot, but the animators were just feeling brave that day and decided to just do a ridiculous pattern on somebody's t-shirt so that they'd have to animate it every frame. But yeah, I mean it's totally doable, but it's time consuming. Yeah, I like Gankutsuo. One of the best revenge anime I've seen. Very satisfying. I even like the CG in it. It's kind of charming in a way. It's definitely that early Gonzo have entered the chat room feeling. Gonzo pioneering 3D in anime. Early 2000s, late 90s feel. Yeah, I even like Blue Sub number 6. I like the CG in that. Because back then it was new and interesting. Whereas now, you know, every vehicle in anime is 3D. And it's fairly easy to do, whereas back then it was really hard work to match a 2D character to a 3D object. Gonzo, I believe, got the start in cutscenes for games. I remember some of their cutscenes for Luna Silver Star Story. And yeah, some of that stuff was just ridiculous. I'd never seen anything like it at the time. Last Exile's Gonzo as well, isn't it? I remember Last Exile having interesting, in quotes, interesting approach to world building, in that they don't tell you shit about the world it takes place in the anime. But in the jacket of the DVD, it's got all the notes on the world, which you would never know if you can't read Japanese and hadn't read them. So like the whole reason why. So if anyone in chat here hasn't seen Last Exile, it takes place in like this alternate world, and it's years now since I've seen it, but I remember that one side of the world is sunny and nice, and the other side is just snowy all the time. So the two countries, the snow country and the we live in the really nice place country, are at war because the snow country are sick of living in the snow and they want to actually be able to grow crops and shit. And like to get from one country to the other, you have to go through like this massive tornado, this massive like ice blizzard, and it's like, well, why don't they just take a different route? And it's never explained. If I'm remembering right, it's never explained. But then you look at the notes, which are in Japanese, and it's because the world is shaped like an hourglass, and so there's only like this tiny aperture in the middle of the hourglass with loads of wind and snow blowing through it. But you'd have no idea. You would have no idea from just watching the anime. That's never mentioned in the anime. It's just in like the liner notes and shit. So interesting way of doing world building, I guess. Just don't tell anyone. I mean, Gundam's a little bit like that, original Gundam. But they put enough info. They put enough info in it that you know. You basically know like the state of what all the different colonies are and which ones are ready to go to war and all that kind of stuff. They don't just leave it all in, you know, supplemental material like Evangelion or whatever. Doesn't Evangelion have like two guidebooks or something to go with it when it came out? And that was the only way, like reading them was the only way that you could know what the first impacts and the second impacts and stuff were, since they're never explained in the anime. And you know, stuff like that just, I don't know, rustles my jimmies a bit. Supplementary stuff is good, but you know, as long as it's supplementary stuff, like the important shit should be up front and center in your show, I think. No, I haven't seen the sequel to Last Exile either. Armored Trooper Bottoms. Yeah, Bottoms is good. Yeah. I mean, you've gotta find a nice balance between giving people a massive info dump and I guess the best way is to just naturally let the world unfold itself, just through characters doing slice of life stuff. You learn how it works and what's going on, I guess. Turner is a very nice looking show. Yeah, it's very comfy. I like Turner Gundam a lot, actually. I didn't think I would, but I ended up liking it. It does have Century color. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's a very Ghibli looking Gundam. Definitely got some Tomino bits in it, hasn't it? Some bits where it's like, well, has everyone developed brain damage for this episode? Like, why is everyone acting ridiculously irrational? And What are they even saying? I don't understand what they mean by any of this stuff. But I think that's just a Tomino writing thing. Yeah, the mustache grew on me. Yeah, that does tend to happen, doesn't it? Even in non-Tomino Gundam, like, I remember Gundam Wing, everyone switching factions for no reason in Gundam Wing. That was my stomach, if anyone heard that. Not even because I'm hungry, I think it was just digesting coffee. Yeah, I haven't gone near Iron-Blooded Orphans. Has to have a certain artistic flair to hook me now. Stuff does. Either that or just something else to hook me, like Konosuba doesn't look like an amazing production, but I really like it for some reason. Obviously Nagatoro is amazing. And you know, Azumanga Daioh, like on a technical level, Azumanga Daioh isn't exactly the best looking show or the best animated show, but it's one of the best things I've ever seen. Azumanga Daioh is just so good. It's so comfy. We're 2 episodes from the end. This is the second time I've watched it in about, what, 20 years? I don't want it to end. I'm going to be really sad. I'm going to be really sad to see those characters go. Yeah, I love Azumanga. I hear the novel versions of Gundam have some weird changes in them. Ah, shit. Well, we can't fill this yet. Because I need to do this bit. No, it's totally doable. I mean, there's only 29 people here though. I don't understand how people with like 1,000 viewers can read the comments. Although I guess at that point they just read the super chats though, or put it in slow mode. I watched a few minutes of a Galgara stream the other day. I was just going to bed and it said that she was live, so I had a look, and it's just, you know, the comments are just flying by at 1,000 miles per hour. And if that was me, I'd be distracted by that. I wouldn't know if people were interested in what I was saying because I wouldn't be able to see anybody's comments. But I guess in that, if you're a streamer of that size, you just have confidence or whatever. Just talk about whatever you want to talk about. And just get on with it. But yeah, I imagine chat interaction is zero at that point. Indeed, yeah. I wouldn't be able to sit through an entire stream of hers because it's impossible to talk. Like I say, it's impossible to talk. You could type something and it's off the screen in 0.1 of a second. So obviously she's not going to see anything you say, but chat isn't going to see anything you say either. So it's not like you can interact with anyone in a stream with that many people. Yeah, I miss screen tones. Yeah, I miss screen tones a lot. I think it's probably Shiro is my favorite manga artist for screen tones. His use of screen tones was always amazing. Alright, really? You found my stuff through the Sketch and Tune stuff. Nice. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the music. Oh shit, yeah, Bastard. Yeah. Bastard is amazing for screen tone work. I'll give you a surprise entry into the screen tone bowl. Adam Warren, 90 Adam Warren. Dirty Pair, Plague of Angels. Some god tier screen tone on that. Although I think maybe that was I think that might have been his assistants doing it. I don't think he actually did the screen tone. Did I watch Moribito? No. Why do I know that name? Sounds familiar. How do you put the music on without getting copyright? Oh, that's easy. I just eat the copyright strikes. Almost all of these, and I mean there's a lot of them, but almost all of them seem fine. But I get a copyright every stream for Driller, the tune I used at the start. That's only recently been added to whatever shitty little agency it is that auto claims people. But yeah, Driller, every time Driller. But I mean, it's so good. It's so good, I can't just not use it. Because I figured they'd be okay, these tunes, because they're remixes. And remixes used to be fine. you know, because they were cover versions. But then YouTube or whoever implemented this thing where no, actually the tune itself is copyright. So I don't get copyright strikes for using the Driller song itself, for instance. I get copyright strikes for you're using something which uses the melody from Driller, so it's being monetized by this agency and the money is going to them, kind of thing. Annoying, but no, nothing I can do about it. American Gladiators. Only if I could put the English Gladiators in as well. I was watching some Gladiators recently. But yeah, I mean, if I had infinite time, yeah, that would be something I'd be interested in doing. But it would take so long, and I got so much to do already. Samurai Pizza Cats. I did used to catch that occasionally, yeah. Obviously at the time I didn't know that it was just like a complete joke dub, which makes it more interesting in hindsight. Yeah, so that copyright thing, what that means is because there's only so many notes in existence, and obviously automated AI things aren't super great for identifying matches. So you're gonna get copyright struck for, you'll do a piece of music if you're making music, you'll do a piece of music, and some shithead little agency somewhere that may or may not actually exist will claim your composition, saying, "Oh, that sounds exactly like." But those 5 seconds there sound exactly like this song here from this commercial back in the 70s or whatever. And we're taking all your money. So that's the current state of copyright claims. Yeah, they are. They're ridiculous. But I don't really think they get any money because they it's the copyright deadlock, isn't it? Like, for instance, if you look at the stuff playing in the bottom left right now, that Warframe down there, that will get automatically copyright struck as well. Even though I animated it. And you know, I know Tom at Mashed. So he's a good guy, he's definitely not doing that. So it's just an automated thing, that gets copyright taken every time. So whatever agency it is that's doing that, they can fight with the agency who's taken the money from Driller and decide how many pennies they can each fight amongst themselves for. Okay, see you later. Have a good night or evening. Can you challenge it and win though? I mean, my understanding of YouTube is you dispute something and then you never ever get a reply. They've got all the power, they can just ignore you. I mean, I'm completely I've completely accepted that one day I could wake up and my channel could be gone for no reason whatsoever. Like YouTube have just deleted it. And I could ask why, and I'd just never get a reply. And the only reason to make any kind of difference would be if I could mobilize enough people on Twitter to kick up a stink about it. And I mean, that's pretty sad when you have to... You could only get help on something if you're big enough. And what happens to smaller channels when YouTube decides to just screw them? I guess they're just screwed? Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, that was a contract for Mashed, and it was very hard because they're not easy to draw. Those everything in wardrobe. Slip of the tongue, maybe, since it's fashion frame. Everything in Warframe is incredibly complicated to draw. Like every single thing, every armor. Every suit, every skin, every weapon, like everything's just deliberately designed to look as complicated and beautiful as possible. But no, it was fun. It was fun. But yeah, it was hard. It was hard work. The amount of... Because I'd never played Warframe and I'd never heard of Warframe when I started doing it. So... the amount of research I had to do. In hindsight, what I should have done was ask Tom to ask Digital Extremes to send me like 3D models of the characters so I could have seen what they look like from all angles and stuff like that. Because, I was watching hours and hours of YouTube videos and pausing and screen capping and pausing and screen capping. That's my secret, it's true, yeah. I am in fact an AI. Skynet sent me back to just kind of smooth over the transfer of power a bit. I hate capture so much. It could be time for Pumpkin Man. Actually, I think we need to give the video some views. Let's see. Right, well, it's none of these. Let's try C64. Well, there's a long play of Cauldron 2. But I think this is what you need. It only has 8,000 views. It needs at least 1 million. So here's the address. Everyone go and watch this at least 1,000 times tonight. This, I'm telling you, wait until you see the incredible 3D on this video.
Pumpkin Man.
Oh yeah.
Pumpkin Man. Pumpkin Man. Pumpkin Man. Pumpkin Man. Pumpkin Man. Pumpkin Man.
Can you believe your eyes? Oh yes. It's that time of night, chat. You just look at it. It's incredible. When you thought it couldn't get better, it did. There you go. That's the official music video for Pumpkin Man, made by Edward256 back in 2009. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. 2009. Imagine the computing power required to render out those 3D scenes. I bet he had to leave his computer on overnight for like a week, and it was setting itself on fire. I'd love to see Pumpkin Man live. We are now pumpkin men, all of us. Doesn't matter what you were born as of this stream, you're a pumpkin man now. That's going on your birth certificate. Yeah, so I do my shading in monochrome like this, and then I'll color replace it afterwards. Something I started doing recently, but it seems to be kind of a big time saver. I mean, you still have to put all the flat colors in, but then at least you've already got your shading done. Yeah, it does. What's this about whipped cream? Whipped cream. Yeah, I mean you can. If you really want it to be exact to the palette, though, the palette that you've chosen in advance, I found that I can't get it working that way. hard to keep track of where the shading's meant to go when the face angles start changing like this. Probably Bubblegum Crisis. I really like Bubblegum Crisis. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those things, it's like Blade Runner where the world is meant to be a shithole, but it just looks so aesthetic that you want to live there. Even though you really wouldn't want to live there. Well, that's quite a compliment, thanks. Do you use real-time rendering primitives to determine shading, or just yeah, I'm just doing it by eye, really. I mean, the face isn't a 3D model or anything, so I would have no way of doing that. Oh yeah, no, I just do it by eye. I'll use reference if I'm doing something fancy. Like there's hold on, let me find it. So there's this shot here, where as you can see the lighting is quite distinctive, and then her face moves forward because there's a light coming from up here, so her face moves forward out of the light source and goes almost completely in shadow for a bit. So for something like that, I opened up Poser and just stuck a light source on Poser and had that open on the left. And that was kind of, I just had it open on left side of the screen here, just in my shading over here, using that as a reference. Because yeah, I think that's where's the, can you see this? My controls have disappeared. Where's the X to close this down? Where's it gone? This happened before, didn't it? What's the shortcut, chat? There's a shortcut to bring my controls back in Media Player. I guess I'll just have to watch it over and over. Can I? Oh, I guess I can exit like that. Yeah. Yeah, I got another one. Is it? Yeah, okay, sound off. Don't like that one as much, but I mean, it's on screen for literally 1 second, so it's fine. Is it F10? Let's see. F10 brings these things back, but it doesn't bring the top back. The 3D is long gone for those, I'm afraid. It was just a screen cap. But yeah, that's the only thing I've done in this film where I've used a reference like that. The rest has just been by eye. I mean, occasionally video footage for reference. Occasionally, if I'm if there's like a character acting scene, I might film myself and then just kind of use that as a reference. If I'm doing like some fancy stuff where the characters like moving their hands around and stuff whilst they talk. But yeah, pretty much everything is. When it comes to animation, pretty much everything is reference. Come on, really? All these gaps. Hello! You've arrived! Yeah, pretty good over here. Pretty good. How's it going over there? Of course, yeah, you have to put your sleep on hold if I'm streaming. You don't want to miss some of this exciting shit. I mean, holy shit, you would have missed Pumpkin Man. You'd have missed that masterpiece. Where is the gap here? I don't see a gap. Unless that's it. Yeah, there we go. Why? Have you got the Woo Flu? Spaghetti limbs is not a good. That's not a good sign. Nah, yeah, I couldn't do 5 hours of sleep. No way. If I woke up at all, I'd be straight back to sleep. I tried doing manga a couple of times when I was younger, but I never finished anything. I think my fastest speed was 1 page a day at one point, but I never finished anything. Might have to call it a night, you know. Getting a bit... am I sleepy? Am I hungry? I don't know. I don't know. Mackie's still asleep. Let me check my phone. Let's see if Mackie's still asleep. Looks like Mackie's still asleep. Mackie, if you're here, give us a sign. Give us a sign, bro. Move this plate in front of me. Mackie, if you're here. If you're here, make a shadow figure move across the wall or something. No, I think Mackie's asleep. I don't know. Does anyone want to do a VR chat meetup for a little bit? Want to do an after party? Or shall we just go to sleep? I don't care what time it is wherever you are. Go to sleep. We've got a tentative 1 yes for VR chat here. Oh, is it not working for the arcade? Yeah, a few people are having trouble getting in it. I wonder. You're not on... What are you on? Are you on desktop? Are you on VR? Are you on Quest? Because it doesn't work for Quest. When I was uploading it, because it's 300 megs, so I mean it's way too big, to be honest. And when I was uploading it, I tried to upload it for Quest as well. It said it needs to be 50 megs or below for Quest. Because apparently Quest is very underpowered compared to PC. And I was like, well shit, there's no way I can get this world down to 50 megs, I'm afraid. So I think it's gonna be, yeah. So if you're on Quest, I think that's why. But yeah, I might jump on for like a little bit. If anyone here in chat fancies going on to VR chat and hanging out and shooting the proverbial shit, there you go. Go on to VR chat, friend request OtaKing. You'll know it's me because there's a Dio. There's a Dio here, you see. You thought it was me, but it was Dio. And in the description it mentions a special cup of coffee, so you'll know it's me. OtaKing. If you don't want to go on VR chat, that's fine. I will see you next time. In any case, thanks for joining me. We got some work done. We had a good time. We drank coffee. We talked about all kinds of stuff. So yeah, thanks for joining me. And I'll see you next time. Have a good night.